FIBA World Cup play, how Giannis Antetokounmpo's absence will impact the Greek national team, and what it means for the Bucks. And from one international big man to another, Pau Gasol is going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. We'll take a look back at his Lakers legacy and his special relationship with Kobe Bryant. And Tony Parker is also going in. We've got an exclusive interview.
And look at this.
Go check it out.
Coach Pop Young. Yeah.
It's the laugh for me. Welcome to NBA Today. I'm Monica McNutt in for Malika Andrews. And I feel like a substitute teacher, y'all. It's Friday. I've got a great crew here. I'm live from the Seaport, brought to you by Grey Goose. I am joined by our senior writer on the NBA, Brian Windhorst, TV and radio host George Sedano, and the legend worldwide, Ramona Shelbourne, both holding it down in LA. What's up, y'all?
How are you?
What's up?
I'm super excited to be here hanging out. Let's get into our top story, guys. It involves one of the top players in the game. Tarsi, thank you for this video. Giannis Antetokounmpo announced that he will not be playing for Greece in the upcoming 2023 FIBA World Cup in the Philippines. Giannis had surgery on his left knee earlier this summer, and his medical advisors decided that he's simply not ready to compete. Earlier today, he released a statement on missing the World Cup on social media, saying, "Everybody knows my passion and love for the national team has and never will change. Since the conclusion of my NBA season, I have been pushing my body to the limits to be the player that I need to be to help our team achieve the goals we set. But after months of work and multiple meetings with medical staff, it is clear that I am not ready to compete on the level that I need to be to participate in the World Cup." That's a lot. Don't love that news. Wendy, let's get into this. How significant is Giannis's absence going to be for the Greek national team?
Yeah, it's not a stunning development, Monica, because he missed training camp and had not played in their first exhibition games, and they were terming him as doubtful. But they had put him on their roster, and that left the possibility that if he had been cleared when he met with the doctors this week coming back to the United States, that he could have joined the team in time for the tournament, which is still 10 or 12 days off. And so the fact that he was able to even work out a little bit recently in China, we saw him dunking, it left the door open. And look, they're in the US's pool. Their chances of winning this event weren't that great, but it's not just about winning the event. There are 7 teams that come out of the World Cup that qualify for the Olympics, and that's really the brass ring for a team like Greece. And without Giannis in the United States' pool, which obviously this has implications for the U.S., the second strongest team in their pool is now diminished with one of the best players in the world being out. Their chances of advancing and getting one of those spots is tough, which means that Giannis's chances of playing the Olympics next year really took a blow with this decision, which is why I think he's so upset about it. He has not played in the Olympics for Greece before, and getting one of those spots out of a qualification next summer is going to be very difficult. So not stunning, but certainly a big development when it comes to one of the big names who was really wanting to play in the World Cup.
Yeah, Wendy, and we know how hard Giannis works on his body and on his game, so the link to the Olympics, certainly something to keep in mind. All right, now, George, a little birdie, a.k.a. our producer, Demetrius, said you have an interesting take in terms of how this may have implications on the not-so-distant future as far as the Bucks' regular season?
Okay, so the way I look at it is this. Outwardly, all these teams support guys playing for their countries and playing in the World Cup and certainly playing in the Olympics. But deep down inside, Monica, this is always about self-preservation for these teams and, of course, what's in their own self-interest. And what's in their own self-interest is Giannis being healthy for the NBA regular season, for them to have a chance to win a championship because they've spent a lot of money as a small market team. They just added a new owner recently to help some of that money issue potentially that could be on the horizon. So I feel like in their self-interest, under truth serum, they'd be like, we're kind of probably okay with Giannis not playing in the World Cup.
Look, he's played in 63.5 games the last 4 seasons. So that's the average that he's played in the last 4 seasons. That would make him ineligible for most major awards. Only one of those 4 seasons he played more than 65 games. And so he has had issues with that knee. He's had nagging things the last few years. Obviously, some of those seasons were not 82-game seasons. But you know, as he ages, as he gets into his 30s, like this has got to be a priority for him to keep healthy. And George, you're right. I mean, most teams will be outwardly supportive, especially of a player like Giannis, who they trust him to manage his body. But for them, it's all about getting him healthy going into the regular season, because the Bucks are picked as one of the top teams of the Eastern Conference again.
We all sort of agree on that. And I'll be honest, as this story was developing, I was like, wait, Giannis was actually going to play for all of the reasons that you guys just mentioned. All right, we've got more to get into on NBA today for sure. Still ahead, we're going to talk about Pau Gasol, who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. But what was his impact on the Lakers franchise? Wendy, the one and only Brian Windhorst, has an opinion that might just blow you away. And Tony Parker and Coach Pop, well, they're Hall of Fame bound. And we have a special edition of Top of the Top in honor of the Spurs dynasty. If you're under the age of 25, you need to stay right here for this education on how great the Spurs were. Plus, Team USA will square off against Slovenia and Spain this weekend. We'll hear from Steve Kerr on what he wants to see from the red, white, and blue. Stick around for more NBA Today.
As a kid growing up in Spain, I had a dream. I wanted to become a basketball player.
Lakers netted Pau Gasol.
Pau Gasol going out there to give Kobe some support.
Lakers looking to push. Bryant spinning in the lane. Back for Gasol. The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles. Bryant for the lead. Misses. Gasol banks it in with 0.5 of a second remaining.
There's no debate. How, when he retires, he will have his number in the rafters next to mine.
Oh, man. Pau Gasol, ladies and gentlemen, enters the Hall of Fame as one of the most impactful players in the NBA as well as international play. He was a two-time champion with the Lakers. He was Rookie of the Year in international play, and he is Eurobasket's all-time leading scorer. Put that in your pipe and enjoy it. All right, back with Wendy, Ramona, and George. Ramona, let's get into Pau from your perspective because you covered his entire tenure in LA. What stands out when you think of Pau?
Well, you know, he's first of all, he's one of the true gentlemen you've ever met when you cover this sport. But I think that for me, it was he joins the team in the middle of a road trip. And you know how we always used to talk about how the triangle offense that Phil Jackson ran was like Greek to people? Like nobody could understand it. It's part of the reason why they didn't make big midseason trades is because it was so hard to pick up the triangle. They literally have a meeting, okay? So Pau gets there, knocks on Kobe's door. Kobe goes over stuff. Phil Jackson starts outlining some plays, and Pau's like, yeah, I got it. Like, just gets the triangle offense overnight, picks it up, seamless fit. They go to the finals the first year, 2008. And I always wondered how this trade came together because so much of Laker history is defined by them making the trade for Pau Gasol. And, of course, his brother is involved in that trade as well. It actually started in 2007 when Kobe Bryant was on vacation with his family in Barcelona. And Pau told me that Kobe and his family were staying at a hotel in Barcelona, and he was just in the weight room working out, getting in his workouts. And Pau happened to be working out at that same hotel gym. And they just started talking. Like, Kobe knew Pau was a little unhappy in Memphis, and Pau knew, obviously, Kobe had asked for a trade in L.A., and that was that whole summer. And they just said, you know, we should do, we would be good together. And that's how that seed got planted, and NBA history has forever changed.
That is a terrific story. All right, but George, if somebody said, wait, 17 points, 9 boards, why is this all due to Hall of Famer? What would you explain?
I'd say that he was an incredible player as a frontline player in Memphis on just teams that weren't that good. And then he subjugated his game to play with one of the greatest players of all time, which, by the way, is clearly not easy, right? Not everybody could play with Kobe Bryant, and they were just a seamless fit. The championships that they won together, remember at that time, people were looking at Kobe like, oh, maybe Shaq was right. He is too selfish. He's not a guy that you want to play with. Pau changed that narrative in a big way for him. So the impact that Pau had wasn't just in the numbers. It was what he did in the locker room and what he did on the floor to just make it all work.
Pau Gasol's arrival saved Kobe Bryant's last act as a Laker. Because that put everything together. They were already trending in the right direction. They had drafted Andrew Bynum. They had brought back Phil Jackson. Lamar Odom had arrived. They may have found a way to get there eventually. But the trade for Pau Gasol, guys, you may not remember this. It was a scandalous trade. Nobody could believe the value that the Lakers got. They got him for Kwame Brown. And yes, Marc Gasol being an all-star. But at the time, Marc Gasol was a capital P project, not even playing in the NBA, a second-round pick. And to make this deal happen, they went and got a guy who was an assistant coach on the Philadelphia 76ers. Look it up. Aaron McKie was retired coaching for the 76ers. They signed him, gave him $1 million, and put him in the deal to make the deal happen because the Lakers literally gave almost nothing for this. They gave so nothing that they had to go invent guys to bring off the bench. It was a loophole in the CBA. That wasn't illegal. They ended up closing that loophole. But one of the reasons why there was zero sympathy in the league for Chris Paul's trade getting voided, because the whole league was still pissed off about the value that they got for Pau Gasol. And Gasol's arrival absolutely made everything fall into place. That team became an unstoppable force. They ended up winning the West 3 consecutive years, another couple of championships. The Miami Heat really were formed as a way to try to stop the Los Angeles Lakers. They ended the Big Three's control. The Big Three in Boston, I thought was going to win multiple championships. No, not once Pau Gasol became a Laker. So certainly his individual career is sparkling, but his impact on the league when he became a Laker is legendary. It's one of the biggest trades of the last 20 years, and there's no doubt why the Bryant family has such an affinity for Pau Gasol, because the Pau Gasol made Kobe's life bearable, because when he was losing as a Laker, it was unbearable.
Yep.
And of course, Kobe thanked him as only he could. The infamous clip from the Olympics blowing up that first screen when they were competing against each other on the national stage. Incredible insight. Let's also take a second to shout out Becky Hammon, who was a coach when Pau spent some time as a San Antonio Spur. A 16-year career in the WNBA, 8 years as an assistant for the Spurs. Obviously, now currently the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces, won a championship there. She is also going into the Hall of Fame and is one of 3 players in the franchise history to have 3,000 points and lead the franchise in 3-pointers made. So shout out to Becky, our teammate. All right, we're gonna keep it moving right along. Still ahead on NBA Today. Malika Andrews sits down with 4-time champ Tony Parker ahead of his induction into the Hall of Fame this weekend. Why he says winning the Finals MVP wasn't the highlight of his career.
San Antonio Spurs select Tony Parker.
I play for the Spurs in the city of San Antonio and Coach Pop at the end of my career, and when everything is said and done, they're going to have to respect my career.
Parker to the basket. Tony Parker, as good as it gets. The San Antonio Spurs are your world champion.
That was amazing. You know, it's nothing compared to winning a championship.
There's no player in the league playing better than Tony Parker.
Everybody feeds off of Tony, so he's really the key for us.
To the MVP of the 2007 NBA Finals, Tony Parker.
San Antonio is back on top once again. Their 4th title in 9 years.
This title is for San Antonio. It's the sweetest one.
The ultimate compliment when they talk about me, I want people to say, oh, he was a winner and he was a champion.
Excellent stuff there. All right, if I were to hit the streets of New York and ask people to name a famous French player that plays in the NBA, I'm sure I'd hear a bunch of Victor Wembanyama's. But if I changed that question in a simple but profound way and said, name a famous French NBA player that is a 4-time NBA champion and a 6-time All-Star, well, that would be just one person, Tony Parker, who will be heading into the Basketball Hall of Fame this weekend. Malika Andrews has more.
Tony, you are France's, I think it's fair to say, most successful basketball player. And in the same year that you are being enshrined in the Hall of Fame, the #1 pick is another Frenchman in Victor Wembanyama. How have you seen the evolution of French basketball over your career?
Well, first of all, I'm very happy and very proud to see like the impact, and I always took it very seriously to be a good ambassador for French basketball. It was one of my main motivation when I first arrived in the NBA. I wanted to show that French basketball, French people, we can play. And I wanted to earn the respect from the Americans because I know how proud they are about basketball. And my dad is American, so I knew what I had to do, you know, to be successful, and he helped me a lot for the mental side, and I wanted to try to, you know, show that the little kid from France can go all the way to the NBA. That was my main motivation. It was my big dream.
And now a little kid from France was the #1 pick. He's been called the best prospect potentially ever. I see the smile on your face. You've known him. He won a championship with your team in France. You've gotten to know him over the years. What do you expect of Victor?
Well, it feels like a full circle, you know. Like, it's funny, like when he came to Asvel, we always talked about the NBA. Like, he was like determined, you know, he's going to be like the #1 pick, and it was nice to meet his family and his sister, his brother. We have a lot of history. And so when the draft came, I was like, it's crazy. When they got the #1 pick, I was like, wow, it was like destiny, you know. I felt like it was meant to be. And he wanted to come to the Spurs, like his whole family wanted him to go to San Antonio. And so when it happened, it was just unbelievable. And I was very happy for him. And now with all the expectation and everything that is happening, it worries me a little bit sometimes, you know, because those expectations are crazy, you know, calling him, like you said, the best prospect and comparing him to LeBron or Michael or Timmy. That's a big shoes, you know, to fill. And so I wish him the best. You know, he's going to have his own journey, and he needs to stay himself. And he's Victor, and he's like nobody else. He's just Victor, and hopefully he can be successful and bring us a lot of championships.
Well, you know a little something about bringing championships to San Antonio. In 2001, you were the 28th pick, and you talked about wanting to potentially change the perception, earn the respect of Americans. What were the expectations or the perception that was put on you at that point, and how did they change over time?
Well, for me, it was no expectation. So it was very different from Victor, because back then, you have to put in perspective, it was not a lot of Europeans, and it was no European point guards. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I need to try to become the first European point guard to make it. And so it started like crazy at my draft. I was drafted 28, like you said, and so at 21, I remember Boston, Chrissy from the NBA, she comes to me and my dad, she gives me the Celtic caps, and she's like, yeah, the Boston Celtics going to draft you. And 45 seconds, she comes back, take the cap from me, and she's like, oh, they changed their mind. And so that was my welcoming to the NBA. It was very different from Victor. And so when I arrived, I remember talking with Pop, and I was like, man, I want to show everybody, you know, like I was so motivated, you know, so it was very different. We had to, you know, open doors, and so I was very blessed that Pop threw me in the fire and gave me the starting job very early in my career after 5 games. And every day, you know, I have to thank him, you know, that he took a chance, you know, on me and on a European point guard.
It's pretty storybook that you were entering the Hall of Fame in the same year.
It's the first time ever. First time that a coach and a player enters the same year. And so it's pretty special to me because all the connections that I have with everybody, because Pau, I've been playing against him since I'm a kid. Dirk, same thing. I went to Dirk's jersey retirement. D-Wade, I played twice against him in the finals. Becky Hammond, not a lot of people know that, but she's like my big sister. We're very close. She played in San Antonio, obviously, many years, and we have a great relationship. And then Coach Pop, so it's a lot of connections. And so to me, it's an unbelievable class.
Yeah, there's all these branches of this basketball tree that you all have built, but so many of those branches, they stem from Greg Popovich in many ways. Is there a moment or a story that signifies to you why he is in the Basketball Hall of Fame, aside from all of the on-the-resume accolades?
But like you said, the obvious everybody knows. I think what makes him special is like off the court, all the relationships that he built, and the Spurs tree that you can see now with all those coaches being successful. That was on the Pop, and now they're blossoming. You know, Steve Kerr, Mike Brown, and it goes on the list. And so I'm very happy and honored to go in the Hall of Fame with him.
You only played one season outside of San Antonio with Charlotte. Getting that outside perspective on the dynasty of the San Antonio Spurs, what did that make you realize?
I didn't need to go out to realize. I knew already. I never took it for granted. You know, what we had with the Spurs and how we, as a player, everybody, me, Timmy, Bruce, Manu, we were built different. You know, we just wanted to win, and nobody let our ego be above the team. I did it because I wanted to spend time with my idol. You know, I was excited, you know, to go, and it was like full circle to me. You know, it's to say that in the U.S. that you should never meet your idol, but for me it was different. It was awesome to spend some time with Michael Jordan and playing with my little brother Nicolas Batum. So I just wanted to experience something different, not because I didn't appreciate everything that I had with the Spurs. It's just I wanted to do it for my last year.
You had something pretty special in San Antonio with Tim Duncan, with Manu Ginobili in particular. You helped them get into the Hall of Fame. How did they help you?
They made my job easy, that's for sure. To me, Timmy is the best power forward ever, and Manu is the most unique player I ever played with. And so when you have that, it's a good start, you know, especially with Timmy. He's the most unselfish superstar that I ever played with. And so as a point guard, you know, when I was 19 and I was like, Mr. Robinson, can you just go here? The play is right here. Timmy, go here. You know, like when I came in, you know, they were already a veteran team and trying to win championships. You know, we were trying to beat, you know, the Lakers. You know, when I first came in, it was Kobe, Shaq. They were on their way to win the three-peat. And so it was like hard to, at the beginning, you know, but Timmy and Manu, they made it easy for me.
You're a 4-time champion. In 2007, you were the Finals MVP. When you look back on it all, how do you want to be remembered?
As a winner, that I was a point guard that was playing in winning teams and that we played great basketball. When I looked at 2007, yes, it was amazing to become the first European to win the MVP trophy, but when people ask me what was my favorite trophy, I always say 2014. Because 2014, it sums everything up, like the way we lost in 13. And to be able to show our character and say, you know what, we're not going to finish like that. We can't have people remember us like that. And to come back in 14 and the way we played and the style that we played, moving the ball and everything, I'm very proud of that moment. And it was very nice the last 2 weeks to work on my speech and to be nostalgic and appreciate everything. Because when you during your career, you never take time, you know, to realize, you know, everything that you accomplish. And those moments is for that, you know. And so it was nice that with my friends and my family, everybody is all here, like the whole French Mafia. And I'm sorry for, it's going to be a lot of French people tomorrow. We all looked at like the games, you know, we went back watching NBA Finals games, 03, 05, 07. It was nice to watch everything. But 14 was very special because I was 32 at that time. It was 7 years that we didn't win a championship. And I really realized like how hard it is to win in the NBA.
Incredible stuff. So Tony Parker is basically the nexus of the entire Hall of Fame class. As we take a look at some of the things that he accomplished over the course of his career, we mentioned 4-time champ, 6-time All-Star, leads the Spurs franchise in assists and ranks top 10 in the NBA postseason's history in assists at 6th and 10th in points. Outstanding stuff. Well done, Malika. All right, coming up, our very creative producers are digging into the crates to find the best plays of the Spurs dynasty. We're getting into all the big three next.
An impact on the game to be recognized by the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Tony Parker, oh yeah! Tony Parker, as good as it gets.
Becky Hammond got toughness that may be matched by no other.
Ryan spinning in the lane, back for Gasol. What a finish from Gasol. Nowitzki hooks it up, puts it in. Elevating his status amongst the NBA's greats.
Greg Popovich, the most coaching wins in NBA history.
Oh, Wade, what a play! Wade with a steal. Wade puts it up for the win. He did it! Wade with the game winner.
This is his house.
Oh, man. Welcome back to NBA Today. Look, we've focused a ton on Powell, Parker, Dirk, and Wade this week, and rightfully so. But also this weekend, two people who we are all privileged to call colleagues will join this year's class of Hall of Fame inductees. Holly Rowe, a true sports siren who tells stories with integrity and compassion, and the indelible Mark J. Spears, who stands tall in stature and as one of the NBA's best storytellers. Malika has more.
But instead of taking the day off, they went out into the community to continue the work that Brittany Griner started.
Having a greater impact than they even realized.
Mark Spears and Holly Rowe share an identical ethos, not seeking the spotlight, but shining it, highlighting the stories that are oftentimes relegated to the shadows, illuminating injustice. Work that has led them together this weekend as recipients of the Kurt Gowdy Media Award and inductees into the 2023 Naismith Hall of Fame. Their paths into the Hoop Hall span decades of change, within the game of basketball, within journalism, and well beyond. Holly Rowe's media career began when she created the first women's radio broadcast in Utah in 1992.
Utah finally got some attitude. 8 offensive rebounds in the first half for Utah, a season high.
She joined ESPN on a full-time basis in 1998.
You can catch it Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Rowe is now ESPN's lead reporter for the WNBA and men's and women's basketball.
You bring your girls to see basketball. Why is that so important to you?
Well, it's important for them to see great basketball.
Mark Spears covered college basketball before joining the Denver Post in 1999 to begin his first NBA beat covering the Denver Nuggets.
If I can't play in the NBA, the best thing to do is maybe figure out a way to be there. And I figured out a way to be there as a sports journalist.
But Spears says his career changed forever in 2007 when he took over the Globe's Celtics beat. It was right after Kevin Garnett had been traded to Boston.
Anything's possible!
Spears came to Anscape in 2016 and through his reporting has consistently examined the intersection of race and sports while advocating for equality.
One player told me today that it's more than just winning a championship. It's about a movement.
Today, Spears' reporting is supported by his strong relationships with players, and his stories touch countless ESPN shows, including NBA Today.
You see what it's like here in Senegal. Certainly was the most amazing atmosphere that I've ever been in.
Holly Rowe and Mark Spears have changed the scope of how we talk about basketball.
With Marine Johannes, who actually prefers to do this in French. She's a little nervous. Tu jouais très bien aujourd'hui. Qu'est-ce que c'est le secret pour le succès?
How we cover who plays basketball and why the stories that might not be the first ones told matter so very much.
Incredible stuff, but what are friends if you can't crack jokes on them? So I'm gonna get both of them for some of the looks from back in the day. But when you are so loved as they both are, the shout outs keep coming from everybody.
Holly, congratulations on the 2023 Kurt Gowdy Media Award. We know you're so deserving. We love you. What you do never ceases to amaze us, so continue to keep it up, and we're so proud of you.
What's up, Mark? I just want to say congratulations. Well deserved. It's a pleasure to know you. It's a pleasure to have worked alongside you, man. Looking forward to doing some great stuff together in the future. Congrats again on the Hall of Fame. Couldn't happen to a better person. Couldn't happen to a better journalist. Proud of you and the representation that you display consistently for us, man. And, the stories that you're sharing and telling don't go unappreciated. So many blessings to you and your family. I'm sure we'll catch up soon. Peace.
Mark, what's up, man? Just wanted to take a second to congratulate you on a special career, special accomplishment. as somebody that came into the league unknown, I just recall you being one of the first people to kind of document my story and get on board and show belief and, you know, kind of get my story out to the people that helped me get drafted higher. And you've been following along for my entire career. You've been really consistent. You've been fair and very respectable. So congratulations again. Much love to you. I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon. Peace.
Congratulations to Holly Rowe and Mark J. Spears. All right, NBA Today will return in 60 seconds. And next week, Malika has more exclusive Hall of Fame interviews with the inductees, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwayne Wade. Make sure you check out those conversations on NBA Today starting on Monday. Now, we will be back in 60 seconds. Tim, Manu, and Tony and Pop are all going into Springfield this weekend, so why not celebrate the Hall of Famers with the Spurs Dynasty theme, Top of the Top? Get ready, let's get into it. All right. Oh, man, look, a rookie Tim Duncan catches the lob. That's a crazy lob. The wingspan is insane. Oh, that's off of a Tony Parker pass. Then Tony Parker here, the steal. Who says point guards can't get up? And the slam. One of just 4 career dunks for him, but, you know, it counts. And then, 2014.
Saw that one.
Manu in the finals. Y'all were there. Y'all were there.
Chris Bosh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Ramona, over Chris Bosh. All right, then we got Duncan with the handle. Come on, positionless.
Crossed up LeBron.
I'm saying, right? Little Tony Parker here.
Oh,
Seattle in the 05 playoffs.
That's when we started to realize how good he was.
Yep.
I can remember the guys in the park doing that move, and it took me a minute to figure out how to defend it. Oh, and then that one, Manu, Lakers, 05 as well. Crossover
it's like
right
you never
down
think
the
he's gonna make it, but he does.
Manu with hair, too. Don't forget the hair, Monica.
Was jumping. That's crazy, right? All right, and then we got some jokes, because I secretly think Tim Duncan might be one of the funniest guys around. He got ejected for laughing. Yeah. I remember this.
The bat.
Who doesn't remember this, George?
Manu taking care of business.
I would never do that. Like, don't they carry lots of diseases and stuff? I mean,
he don't care.
He's just like, give me that bat.
Ramona, we don't want perspective like that. We just want to count rings.
Oh my God.
Pop counting his rings. Oh, we talking rings.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear
5
Pop,
rings and 1 in 5 at the end, too.
There you go.
They also reinvented themselves. They went from David to Timmy to Manu to Kawhi.
Guys, we could literally do a whole show on just the Spurs, but hold on, let me get this promo in, because next week, NBA Today, it's going down. We got the in-season tournament broadcast schedule. It'll be revealed on Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern, right here on ESPN.
Someone else Spears is smiling in his photo. You gotta smile.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed my big substitute teacher energy. You guys were great. I will be sending great remarks to your normal teacher.
You were doing Pink before Barbie, right? Like, you made that cool.
No doubt. Barbie stole it from you.
Way before this movie.
Thank you, Momo. Yeah. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your hoops wherever you can find them. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Shout out to our producer, Demetrius, and our director, Tarsi, and Greg Condas holding me down. See y'all later.
Congrats, Holly. Congrats, Mark.
Yeah. Shout out.